Now it's in public. Then you said that you wanted firsthand knowledge, but you want the whistleblower to come out as well. Why do you want the whistleblower if you know the whistleblower don't have firsthand knowledge?
I got one even better for you. How about everybody that has firsthand knowledge, you won't even let testify?
Exactly.
That's tricks and games. And then they want to holler that the system isn't fair. And you know what? You want to be really, really, really honest? Really honest? Legally, Democrats don't have a strong enough case to convict. Legally, they don't. But impeachment...
I'm not sure.
No, cause I got you. No, check it out. Because impeachment is actually a political process, right?
Yes.
It's a political process. And did he do it? Is he wrong? Do I think he should be removed?
Bribery is a crime.
Bribery?
Bribery is a crime.
I don't know. I don't know that I don't think this is criminal. I just don't think this is criminal. I think this is egregious. I think this is a slap in the face to the office of the presidency. I think this is a removable act, but I do not think that this is criminal. I don't think this is criminal because it's within his abilities to do that because he is the president of the United States. It's abuse of power. Absolutely. Hands down, it's abuse of power, but abuse of power doesn't always constitute to a criminal act.
Okay, so with that being said, this is a political process, so why does that even matter if it's legally?
That's what I said.
That's a Republican talking point.
That's what I'm just saying. It's not criminal, but it is worth enough to get him out the chair. So you got me to say it anyway. You got me to say it anyway. But I mean, the guy he doesn't stand up to where the president of the United States should be at. He just doesn't. So, he isn't fit for office.
So what James is saying is, when it comes to impeaching a president, you can impeach the president for something that is not an illegal act, quote unquote, in the real world.
Yeah, it's like getting fired. So when you think about impeachment, don't think about getting locked up. Think about getting fired from your job. Like, for example, you work at a sandwich shop and your buddy comes in and you give your buddy a free sandwich. And then your boss comes and says, you know what? I'm just going to fire you. They're not going to send you to jail for giving out that free sandwich unless you done gave out 500 free sandwiches. Now that's criminal. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But giving out one sandwich, no. More than likely, they're not going to send you to jail, but they will fire you.
Yeah, and you should be held accountable to that.
You definitely should be held accountable. I agree. So, and talking about the impeachment thing, who's your favorite character out of this whole series?
Adam Schiff.
Oh, my God. Adam Schiff 2028.
I recognize myself. Thank you, gentlemen.
Dude, like his one-liners have been like classic.
Yeah.
They've been classic.
So, all right, the testimony. Mm-hmm. Now, again, I don't want to go down a rabbit hole.
Which testimony?
Of Solomon.
Okay, so guys, if you don't know, there's been like crazy amounts of testimonies going on this week. We've had 5 hearings.
Right. And for anyone who's not political, basically a hearing is like a testimony.
It's like when you stand in front of the judges and they just sit here and ask you a series of questions and basically they just grill you.
Right.
They just grill you. They catch you in a corner and ask you all the questions in the world. They want to know your DNA type, and I'm just lying, but it feels like that. It feels like you're being interrogated. It's an interrogation pretty much.
Right. So, like James said, there's been a line or a series of hearings going on from last week, and it continued this week. But this week was a bombshell because we really aren't looking for anything new. All we need is confirmation. And when I say we, I mean the American people, because we deserve to know what's going on. So we know something about a quid pro quo or bribery, but we never really tied Trump to it. And we had bits and pieces. And the guy you're about to talk about, in my opinion, just put it all together.
Throughout the impeachment process, one of the biggest arguments by the GOP or the Republican Party has been that the witnesses and the individuals who the Democrat has chosen to listen to and to bring forth, those individuals have been hearing the information through other individuals.
Right.
And so the argument has been hearsay. For example, they would come up and say, well, I heard this from someone else that said Trump told them this.
Right. Republicans like, I ain't
going
for that.
Did I put enough people in between? Did I do it right? Okay. Yeah. So, or if I heard that the Popeyes chicken sandwich was amazing from Billy because Billy saw somebody else eat it. Right.
Yeah.
right?
Right. I didn't even eat it.
He didn't even eat it.
But I saw somebody else eat it, and I told you what I saw.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so that's been the argument. Republicans like, nah, we're not going to fly from that. And to a degree, I can understand that argument. It's a strong stance. But it's not perfect.
I know Alaska has snow, and I've never been to Alaska, but I know that to be a fact.
There you go. There you go. Or does it? Which part of Alaska are we talking about?
Oh, come on.
It's not perfect. But anywho, moving on. So, the most explosive testimony, mind you, there were testimonies from Maria Yovanovitch, who I am definitely going to talk about in a little bit. She's the ambassador to Ukraine, or the former ambassador to Ukraine. We had Kurt Volker, who is the special envoy or the ex-special envoy to Ukraine. There was Gordon Sondland. This is the guy who dropped the bomb on the Trump administration this week. And we had a couple of other officials that were tugging at your heartstrings and trying to get you to be on the side of the Democrats. Yeah. And they did a really good job. I'm just going to be honest about
Now, James, before you go into that, basically, guys, these people are people who are hired to represent America overseas. That's where you get the ambassadors and things like that.
Yep.
I just don't want you to get lost when James is explaining.
And the only thing you need to do to be an ambassador is pay the president $1 million.
Oh,
because that's exactly what Gordon Sondland did. Gordon Sondland is the current UK ambassador. So,
wait, can I ask you something?
What's up?
Why is the UK ambassador in Ukraine?
A really good question. A lot of Democrats were asking that during the hearings. So it's not really uncommon for the UK ambassador to have some dealings with Ukraine. But, all the final say-sos definitely have to go through the Ukrainian ambassador, hands down. So Sondland gets on stage. Yeah, he gets on stage Wednesday. And
on stage.
On stage because this was a show. All of this was a show. He gets on in front of the hearings, in front of the microphones, and basically he provides the Democratic Party with what they've been looking for. They've been looking for someone who has been connected to Trump, who is directly connected to Trump, and that who is willing to say, hey, there was something going on here. So Sondland got in front of the mics and he admitted to there being a quid pro quo for the meeting with President Trump and for the investigations into Burisma, which means dirt on Biden. Boom.
So in a way that they found out that Salmon.
No. Salmon? Stop it. So his name is complicated. Sondland. Yeah.
So the way
it's like a bad Disney movie, Sondland.
The way they knew that he had direct communication with the president is because we had testimony from others that said that they heard a phone, or it was actually one person that said that he heard Salman call the president, while they was at lunch, and the president was talking so loudly that he could hear him.
That was Holcomb or whatever his name is.
Yeah, something Holmes.
Holmes. That's it. Yeah, Holmes.
Yeah.
Holmes. And Holmes works with who? He works with Taylor, right? Is it Taylor?
Bill Taylor. Yes.
Are we sure?
No. Okay, so...
Because there's so many people.
Right. Okay. I don't want to get mixed up here. Now...
Looking up Holmes.
Holmes and Solomon is at lunch. Solomon calls the president and says, the Ukrainian president loves your ass. Donald Trump says, so they're going to do the deal? He says, yes, they're going to do the deal. That's how we know that Solomon had direct knowledge, because Holmes exploited it all. So guess what? They asked him to testify in Congress, and that's where he dropped the bombshell.
William Taylor is Holmes' boss. High five.
Woo.
We did good.
Yep.
Yes. We did good.
Because this is complicated. This shit
God, it's complicated. I don't expect anybody listening to this to understand what the hell we're talking about. I really don't.
I don't either.
I really don't.
I don't even know what I'm talking about. No, I'm just joking. I know.
So I don't even know I don't know what to say. I mean, it's been a crazy ass week. You got crooked politicians across the world, but this guy takes the cake.
Circle back. Yes.
This guy takes the cake.
This is ridiculous.
This is ridiculous. I don't understand why. I don't understand not why, but how you have half of the what do you call those people who represent us? Half of Congress.
Right.
Half of Congress just act like nothing's wrong with this.
And because they're crooked. This goes right back to the episode. Crooked politicians.
They all crooked.
Yes.
It's horrible.
Yes.
They're all crooked. It's horrible. And what kills me is like the way they craft their arguments. It's the most artistic thing I've seen ever. Prime example, Jim Jordan.
Oh,
that
God.
guy. Do yourself a favor.
YouTube
bitch. Jim Jordan.
Yeah.
And I apologize in advance, but just do it. Because you need this exposure.
And he doesn't wear a sports jacket.
You need to know that this guy exists. You need to know that there are more people like him. And also look up Stefanik.
Yeah.
That lady, she's got something stuck up her hoo-hoo.
But, it's just weird how, people, especially who voted for Trump, drain the swamp. I'm tired of crooked politicians.
We on a Trump bashing session.
I am not. I am stating facts.
Okay.
This is ridiculous. You have the president of the United States involved in a cover-up. Mm-hmm. Openly. Mm-hmm. Have scandals every single day. Mm-hmm. A shoe drops. And we just go by and we ignore it. Why? Why are we doing this? This is the definition of corruption.
It's what kills me is that this is the highest office in the land, and democracy dies in the darkness.
Yeah,
that's not my quote. That's a really famous quote.
Oh, okay. I thought
that's not my quote.
I was going to write that down.
Democracy dies in darkness.
But I think it's really pathetic.
What are we giving the generations after us?
That's what I'm saying. This is pathetic.
This is awful. There's no honor to it.
I'm going to go ahead and say it, and I love all my fans, and I love Republicans. But if you're still on this Trump bandwagon, something is wrong with you. And I don't mean like, you have a mental illness or anything like that. I mean, you are okay with corruption. I'm going to go ahead and say you are okay with corruption. You have to be.
I don't even want to say that. I don't want to go that far. But what I will say is you don't care about nobody else but yourself. And no, I said it. If you are a Trump voter or a Trump supporter and you one of those 33%, if you one of them, you don't really care for your fellow neighbor or nothing like that. You don't. You couldn't.
You have to like something that this guy is saying.
You could not care. You have to be operating from a selfish perspective. And it's this kind of talk that won Trump the election last time. But I don't know if.
So right.
I don't know if the country is going to let this happen again. Like, here's the thing. Like, we can sit here and we can make predictors on what's going to happen in 2020, right? If he wins this time, I don't know if I can get with the actual results. If I believe
the only way to do it, he knows how to do it. He suppresses the vote, screaming all of these conspiracy theories, and it's just what do you believe in? And I wish you would tell me about tariffs. Which, by the way, James, we are in the month of almost December. This is November. And I know you're a fan of those tariffs.
The farmers got their checks. Shut up.
Okay, so we're going to say that for the next episode because I have a counter argument for that.
They're good. Actually,
they're not good.
You know what a lot of them said? A lot of them said, we wish we could have invested this in our land instead.
Oh, I am going to fact check that.
Oh,
Who said that?
Go ahead. New York Times.
Okay. Send me that article, buddy.
Not a problem. But yeah, so with Trump and his tariffs and his, what else he do?
Tax cuts.
His tax cuts. Now that is an episode.
Yes.
On its own. The tax cut. And it's coming up to tax season too.
Yeah. Are you winning?
Am I winning?
Yeah. Are you tired of winning?
Am I tired of winning?
Mm-hmm. He said when he becomes president,
you're going to be tired of winning?
Yeah.
Shut up. I want to throw this microphone at you. Shut up.
Because, James loves this guy for his policies.
I mean, some of his policies are cold-blooded. It's just the way he does that, and you can go back to episode 1 of this podcast, the pilot episode. My thing with Trump is I love his policies sometimes. I really do. I'm pro-wall.
Wow.
I'm pro-wall.
Are you pro mounts and alligators?
I'm pro-wall.
Did I mention how he wanted to shoot migrants in the legs to slow them down?
But listen, I'm pro-wall. I'm pro-tariffs. I'm not necessarily pro-tax cuts. I'm really not pro-tax cuts because you got to pay for this shit.
Which is dumb that he did a tax cut on himself.
I am pro being not necessarily a bully, but being tough internationally. I'm pro that. I'm pro-war on China.
We don't even know if what he's doing overseas is legal.
I'm not saying the corruption piece, but you can give off the persona of being the biggest guy on the block.
Yeah.
And Trump does that with ease.
Perception is reality.
Perception is